The celebrity boxing market returns to the spotlight Saturday when polarizing social media mogul Jake Paul faces mixed martial arts legend Anderson Silva in an 8th-round main event.
It's the bout you've all been waiting for, the main event, cruiserweight special attraction.
Jake Paul is fighting what should be the toughest opponent of his young boxing career.
It is going to be a very, very tough test, and I'm ready for war.
Anderson Silva is trying to do what other fellow former MMA stars couldn't, and actually be the man who is still best known for being a YouTube star.
I'm training hard for make a good show for everybody.
Paul has had one close fight, his first matchup vs Woodley, when Paul won a split decision. Otherwise, he's brutally knocked out every fighter he's faced.
I'm one of the biggest pay-per-view draws after only 3 fights.
Silva has had 4 professional bouts spread over the course of 24 years, but he hasn't lost a boxing match since 1998.
I don't have nothing to prove for anybody. I just doing something because I love it.
Now, Silva is coming off his most impressive victory against Chavez, where Silva was an underdog. Despite his advanced age of 47, there are a number of observers who view Silva as the betting favorite to win. Jake Paul is fighting what should be the toughest opponent of his young boxing career.
And has more experience. He has the weight, he has the height, he has the reach. So really all the odds are stacked against me.
Anderson Silva is trying to do what other fellow former MMA stars couldn't, and actually be the man who is still best known for being a YouTube star.
You have to respect about Jake Paul is that he step up every single time.
Jake, the problem child Paul, has been the betting favorite in each of his previous 5 professional bouts.
I just have something different, like I'm truly built different.
He knocked out former Olympian Ben Askren and followed that up with 2 fights against former UFC middleweight champion Tyron Woodley. There is no denying that Paul has exceptional punching power, and if he finds his target, the fight is likely over. The 27-year-old is going to have to use his youth and his speed to put the veteran in danger.
Such an exponential rate that it's hard to predict how good he's gonna look tomorrow. It's incredible.
Anderson Silva is one of the greatest fighters in the history of the UFC. Many analysts consider him the greatest champion in the promotion's history, as he held the middleweight title for 6.5 years. Silva is no longer with the UFC, as he won just 1 time in his last 9 fights. Although Silva is approaching 50, he surprised many observers 16 months ago when he beat the heavily favored Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Some parts of Silva's striking game wouldn't have translated to boxing, but his anticipation, timing, and punching accuracy would have made him formidable.
It's my time to be a legend. You gotta beat a legend.
At his age, he just isn't as quick, powerful, or agile as he once was.
Skill aside, it might come down to who wants it more, and I believe that is me.
Paul has carefully picked his opponents, but he's looked good against all of them.
I believe Jake Paul is going to have to knock Anderson Silva out.
Expect his power and athleticism to carry the day.
My focus is always boxing. #1 priority when I wake up in the morning.